You know what I'm going to talk about. We have to talk about it. It's the big news. You know Anthony Joshua very well. You've worked closely with him before, you and Tony. Just in terms of a mindset, the last few days has been a lot said, especially from Tyson Fury's side online. I just want to know, kind of, if you can perhaps delve into his mind from knowing him, what Joshua will be thinking now with all the talk going around him at the moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk going on, AJ. You know, I've seen AJ do an interview the other day about, you know, there's a lot of shit going around there with Fury, which Tyson Fury loves all this. You know, I love Tyson Fury. He's brought the heavyweight, for me, he's brought the heavyweight scene back to life. You know, and he's put his spark into it. You've got Dylan White, the Joshua thing. In my opinion, I would think that Joshua needs to get this rematch done with Usyk. You know, I mean, I heard there was the rematch clause in place, which obviously there is. Tyson Fury is trying to grab that and talking about AJ is going to take step aside money and all this. It's all sort of like, it's all hypothetical, like media stuff that makes boxing for what it is, really, you know?
Yeah, you say it sort of makes boxing what it is, and I know a lot of people say, oh, that's frustrating, can't we just have the fights? But I suppose fights like that only fight twice a year. So away from the fights, there is only ever going to be talk, isn't there?
Yeah, that's all there is talk, you know. And it's building up the fights, isn't it? It's the banter. Because if no one spoke about it and there was no banter in boxing, it'd be back, the heavyweight division would be back in the Klitschko days, in the Klitschko era. You know, there was no spark to it, there was no life to it. There was two big brothers, they dominated the heavyweight division. But it was really sort of like dead and flat, and it was after like the Tyson era and all that, which was a light then. Now we've got it in Britain. Now we've got these heavyweights, all these fighters that want to fight each other and having this banter with each other. It's making it exciting.
And the big question, what should Anthony Joshua do? I mean, we believe now that he is going to rematch Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury and Dylan White will fight, but take it back a couple of days when he's got things coming from all angles. What did you think Anthony Joshua should have done for the best for his career?
I think AJ should just focus upon himself and what he thinks is right for him, and just to completely block out any social media interviews from Tyson Fury or from Dylan White or from Usyk. And I think he should just focus on his own self and the direction that he wants to go into, and not get wrapped up or pulled into all this social media and banter and all this interview stuff. That's what I think he should do.
I mean, when I spoke to Tony, he said he was like getting 15 million, which was like the rumoured amount. Getting 15 million for sitting indoors is nice, which, let's be honest, it is nice, isn't it? 15 million for sitting on your ass. But it wouldn't be that, because obviously he'd potentially have a fight in the meantime, and we'd have to watch his belts that he had be fought for by someone else. So is it just easy as saying, as much as a lot of money, is it as easy as just going, there's 15 million, I'll take that and sit down?
Give me £1,500, I'll sit on the sofa all day.
and there's your answer.
Watch a bit of Netflix. You know, just getting out of perspective of things. You know, 15 million to sit indoors. Yeah, it's just crazy, isn't it? It's just an absolute crazy figures of money that's being chucked about in these fights now. You know, but I think AJ should just concentrate on what he wants to do on himself. You know.